Yo guys, what's going on? LuckyRave is back again to give you guys another fairy tale discussion video, and this time we're going to be talking about the final villain. And I think a lot of us, myself included, really believed, okay, Ignia is going to be the last dragon god. And then all of a sudden, the moment when Fairis showed up, okay, and Ignia pointed out, yo, this girl, there's something about her, she just has that sense of Acnologia. And given the most recent chapter, we come to find out that she took the arm of Acnologia. Now, obviously, it's not necessarily the same arm, because you can clearly tell, like, it's mechanicalized in a certain way. It's got that metallic feel to it, which isn't a bad thing, especially because that's a huge arm, okay? Like, ain't no way someone's gonna take an arm that huge and just fit it on. Unless somebody had, like, brandish's ability and, like, was able to, like, shrink it down to human size, then yeah, I could see something like that. But obviously, not the case. Fairis brought up a really good point when she first introduced herself. She said, you can't start a Dragon King festival without a black wizard. And that is me. I am Fairis. And given this little recent chapter, she's Fairis from Earth-land. And you could tell just based on the exchange alone between Ignia and Fairis. Not even just a fight, just a blow-for-blow fist. Okay? That's all you had. His attack, her attack, there's a collision that happens, that's all you get. It was to show you the power that Earth-land Faris has. And it's also got a lot of people talking and speculating. Is she going to override Ignia in being the final villain?
Are we being punked? I hate that.
Or is Ignia going to maintain his position in being the final boss of the 100 Years Quest? And I say that simply because as soon as this happens, there's pointing out one key thing to Ignia, and that's, you're scared of Acnologia, aren't you? And because of that, Ignia, like, he completely brushed it off and just said, oh, you two, Signaria sisters, go ahead, start it now. Initiating the whole Dragon King festival is kind of Ignia's way of saying, you think you have power? Yeah, right. No. You may have, left me stunted for a moment, but I'm gonna showcase why I'm the prima villain of the story. That is why I'm still here, Fairis. Not you. You just came out of left field. And here's the other big thing. Right now, like, introducing Fairis was actually, it's a very bold choice. Like, at this point in the story, it's a very bold choice to introduce Fairis. Like, yeah, we get a pretty big answer on how she's related to Acnologia, and that is through the arm that Igneel bit off, right? But I still have one important question about Fairis, and that is specifically, where has she been all this time? That's my thing. If she's had this left arm, why didn't she act sooner? Like, I knew based on Chapter 162, we were going to get some explanation of sorts. But at the same time, I also knew we're not going to get everything. Like, where she's been. And I think that's the most interesting thing about Fairis' position right now in the story, is that we don't know necessarily where she's been up until now, okay? Because you have to think about it like this. 5/6 of the story, okay? All of it's been about the dragon gods, okay? We've been taking each of them out, okay? And Ignia is talking about the Dragon King Festival. This arc, Fairis shows up. And like I said, because of this, now you have a conversation happening within the community. Who is going to be the true final villain? Ignia or Fairis?
We'll have to make some major changes around here.
Now, do I believe this is going to put Ignia in a situation to where he has to join allegiances with Natsu to take down Fairis? Personally, I don't see things going in that direction simply because of the fact that Ignia wants to rule, like, he wants to handle things in certain ways without the assistance of any humans whatsoever. And I mean, it does also kind of go back to a case of like, well, many of us assumed when it came to the original manga fairy tale, Natsu and Zerov would have teamed up to take down Acnologia. That's what a lot of us probably thought. And they didn't go in that direction. But this one's different. Because Ignia is the true son of Igneel. Natsu's the one who was adopted by Igneel. And Natsu also being the younger brother of Zerov. So, it's like, you have an interesting dynamic here where you've got the true son of Igneel and, the brother of the previous Black Wizard. It's like, whoa. The two brothers, like, teaming up to take down Fairis, who is the embodiment of Acnologia. So it kind of, in a way, recreates that scenario of, yo, this dude killed our pops. But, keep in mind about this, Ignia's, up until this point, says he don't give two F's about Igneel whatsoever. Who Igneel was, that does not define me. I am who I am. And for the fact that this man does sweat a little bit when it comes to Acnologia, which is very telling about something, okay? The fact that Ignia sweats, just even at the presence of Acnologia. Fairis pointed it out too. Hey, you're scared of Acnologia, aren't you? Which I think, again, is just really telling about Ignia as a character, because he is a character that is, like, kind of shrouded in mystery a lot. And it does kind of give you thinking of, like, okay, so who is really Igneel, like, deep down inside? Because what we've seen from Ignia right now is very surface level. There's still the very core essence of who he is. Now, obviously, man right now is starting the Dragon King Festival, okay? And all these other dragons, the dragon gods we defeated, that were quote-unquote sealed away. What does this man Ignia say? Hey, Natsu, in your country, they call defeating the 5 dragon gods the 100 Years Quest. Because it's been 100 years and nobody's been able to defeat us. And you sealed 4 of them away. Seems impossible, right? You could only do it because they never fought you for real. Jagramad had roots all over the continent, and he suppressed my power too. Ignia's power was also suppressed. Meaning, what he had given Natsu was probably nothing in the grand scheme of things. And when you think about it like that, it's like, wait a second.
That explains everything.
All the dragon gods, they start reacting to what happened. Starting with Markphobia, okay? Suijin. Man just turned back. That's where we've left off with this, okay? So, if you look at it from the current standpoint of the story right now, it is a direction of where it can go either way. Do I think 100% Fairis is going to be the final villain? No, I don't think so. I think it's still very clear and very evident that it is going to be Igneel. But, this does go back to something too. There's still very little we know about Fairis as to where she's been this entire. That is the one key thing I will give Fairis, is there's a lot we don't know about her. And with Ignia, we're only starting to peel away at a little bit of who he possibly is, like, deep inside. All we've seen from him is very surface level. We are going to get more. And I can't wait to see what that's going to be. Now, if I'm to play percentage game on this, Ignia, I'm willing to put 55% final villain. Fairis, I'm willing to put 40%. And if you notice that percentage rating, you're thinking, hold on, what about the last 5%? The last 5%, that is in regards to a possible 7th dragon god, right? And you have to wonder, where do you go above fire? That's the sun, right? Which kind of leads me to think Elfsyria. If you look at his logo that's kind of covered by his beard, it's kind of got a very sun-like symbol on it. Who's to say At defeating the 5 dragon gods, 6 in this case, triggers something within Alceria, and you come to find out, okay, it's not really these 2 at all, it's actually this guy over here.
What's the matter? You can't handle it, soldier?
That theory by itself, I'm willing to just put like on a very, very small, minuscule like tier. But having said that, I am still of the belief that Igneel will be the final villain. That's pretty much all I have to say when it comes to this discussion video on Fairy Tail 100 Years Quest. Let me know what you guys think on who will be the final antagonist of the series. Will it be Ignia? Will it be Fairis? Let me know what you guys thought in the comment section down below. And aside from that, guys, that's pretty much it. I'm LuckyRave. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more Fairy Tail content and Hero Mashima content. And I will catch you guys on the flip side. Later.